Stay away from sexual contact with the narcissist. The pain and trauma caused by intimate contact with a narcissist runs deep. Their cold exploitation of your body leaves scars on your soul. Yet the magnetic pull of the trauma bond whispers lies of connection, falsely promising that physical intimacy will satiate your aching heart. Do not be deceived. The narcissist's sexuality is a barren wasteland devoid of true intimacy. They approach physical pleasure like a vampire, viewing their partner as prey to be drained of energy and vitality. Resist their parasitic embrace at all costs, or risk profound emotional and spiritual damage. This predator's hunting ground is the bedroom, their weapon your own longing for love. With practiced skill, they seduce and disarm, leveraging your vulnerabilities to render you powerless. Their tenderness masks a rapacious hunger to consume your light. Each caress conceals ruthless intent to enthrall you as supply. Avoiding intimacy with the narcissist is an act of self-protection. Your body is sacred ground, not to be tread callously by those who would defile your humanity. Protect your temple from violation by those who worship only themselves. If you want to save yourself by learning more about the narcissist's sexually exploitative patterns, I highly recommend watching my other video titled Narcissistic Sex Faking Act Patterns, Signs, Sexually Aggressive Behavior, Intimacy Drive, Abuse. In that video, I go deeper into the narcissist's motives behind their counterfeit sensuality and sexually aggressive tactics. I expose the specific ways they manipulate and leverage physical intimacy to gain power and control. Understanding these sexually abusive behaviors is key to protecting yourself from further spiritual violation. You'll gain critical insights into their fakery, false idealization, and intimacy aversion. This clarity can aid significantly in breaking trauma's hold so you can detach and begin healing. You'll find the link to that empowering video in the description below. Investing an hour to learn these crucial tools could truly save you years of torment. Sex for the narcissist is an instrument of control, a means to overpower and dominate. Two become one in healthy intimacy. But with this disordered being, your oneness is degraded into objectification. Rather than reciprocal giving, they take without remorse. Do not mistake intensity for intimacy. The narcissist's passion is counterfeit currency exchanged for the real treasures of your soul. This false sense of connection is illusory, a mirage shimmering with broken promises. True intimacy requires reverence. The narcissist is incapable of cherishing anything beyond themselves. Detachment, not growth, follows each encounter. What you believed was union becomes slow dissociation of yourself. The sacred erodes into the profane, as the narcissist's darkness eclipses your light. You give yourself wholly, they withdraw evermore. With each touch, the trauma bond strengthens its chokehold. Confusing intensity for love, your wounds deceive you into sacrificing parts of yourself to earn the narcissist's affection. Yet no amount of giving will summon their empathy, for they are emotionally bankrupt. You vainly hope that your care will transform their heartlessness to devotion. But this fantasy reveals ignorance of the narcissist's stunted interior realm. They take what you give, all the while unchanged within. Your pure intentions cannot melt their permafrost heart. This wolf in sheep's clothing ensnares you in a sinister cycle. During idealization, you become addicted to the thrill of their inflated praise and passion. Then, as devaluation sets in, they withhold intimacy as punishment, breeding insecurity and desperation. Intermittently, they dangle sex to keep you tetherly and compliant. But it is only another manipulation, granting you fleeting scraps of pleasure before the next deprivation. This intermittent reinforcement strengthens their control. Do not believe their lies about loving or needing you. Their attachment is thoroughly disordered, founded on exploiting your vulnerabilities. To them, you are an object, a supply source to be callously used and discarded for their gratification. They want your body on their terms, not your wholeness of body, mind, and spirit. To them, you are merely an instrument, played skillfully to inflate their ego with feelings of power and control. Resist complicity in your own dehumanization. The narcissist's love is inverted, concerned chiefly with extracting value from you. They desire the pleasure you provide, not your highest good. This is love commodified and corrupted into ruthless selfishness. Awaken from the nightmare of this parasitic bonding. If given unfettered access, the narcissist will drain your life energy until you are hollow, a walked corpse shambling through days barely living. Deny them entry to your most vulnerable places. Erect boundaries like walls around your heart and body. Restrict access only to those capable of cherishing you properly. To lower your defenses with the narcissist is an act of self-betrayal. Protect yourself from those who see you as prey. You are worthy of a love that caresses your soul, one that nurtures growth through joyful communion as two unique beings. Your divine birthright is intimate connection with a partner who reveres you as their equal, loving freely, guided by empathy and compassion, not out of primal lust to consume, but with the sacred intent to delight in mutual exploration. This is soulful intimacy, selfless in its overflowing. The vulnerability it requires flows from trust, not trauma. Release yourself from the narcissist's counterfeit bargains. Their body can never provide what you seek. Its flesh masks the hollowness within. Look beyond the illusion of passion to the barren void beneath. What your soul truly craves cannot be found there. Sever this profane attachment before it utterly distorts your capacity for holy connection. Each moment you linger, their darkness leaves more stain. The parasite must be removed for healing to begin. Only then can your light return renewed, untainted by shadows. Distance yourself from this figure of ruin. Create space for clarity to pierce confusion, and reveal your pathological bonding. Withdraw all supply and construct boundaries impenetrable to manipulation. Suffocate their noxious influence through applied absence. Silence the self-betraying whispers of trauma that insist you are bonded. Trauma's lies seek only to perpetuate your captivity. In their web, intimacy decays into something grotesque and life-draining. Slash through trauma's trembling silken threads with the sword of sobriety concerning the narcissist's pathology. Then from this place of stalwart clarity, open your eyes upon horizons unclouded by illusions of love. There await beings capable of intimacy's true wonder. Partners with whom union empowers, each feeding the flame within the other. In these bonds, our light magnifies. The narcissist's counterfeit embrace leads only to shadows. Its false refuge promises shelter, yet brings only exposure and wounding. Abandon all hope that their body can salve your soul. For behind their sensuality lurks only spiritual desecration. You must undertake purification to cleanse trauma's imprint. Through consistent wise action and mindful inner work, trauma's coil loosens until falling away entirely. In time, clarity displaces confusion and truth subdues illusion. Your senses realign with reality. Amidst this clarifying process, temptation will arise to return to the narcissist's bed. Trauma's pull will be magnified when you initiate separation. Withdrawal symptoms include desperate craving for the narcissist's intoxicating passion. When this detoxing desire emerges, treat it skillfully like the unreality it is. Bring compassion to yourself, yet remain uncompromising in denies access. Stay vigilant against fantasies that idealize the narcissist. They are mirages which lead only into dead lands. There are no noble intentions or semantics which render intimacy with the narcissist ethical. It is inherently traumatizing. Do not let misplaced care for their needs override your obligation of self-care. Your higher consciousness must intervene against trauma's pleading. Those ensnared may find this truth difficult to accept. Attachment breeds denial and self-delusion, but deceiving yourself changes nothing. The narcissist's embrace will never provide what you seek. Their psychic vampirism cannot be altered by your love. Yet even after realizing the necessity of detachment, escape proves challenging. The narcissist does not easily release their prey. When supply is threatened, their charming facade falls away, revealing the cruel monster beneath. They employ all tactics to prevent your escape, first idealizing you with intoxicating passion. When this fails, devaluation follows. They withdraw all affection, seeking to engender emotional starvation. Silent treatments punish, then intermittent reinforcement rewards obedience. When their manipulations cannot sway you, narcissistic rage ensues. They demean you verbally, exposing carefully guarded vulnerabilities. Beware crying crocodile tears. Their guilt-tripping dramatics prey on your empathy. Stand resolute against this onslaught of manipulation. To the narcissist, you are property, an extension of their will. Relinquishing control feels like losing a limb. Expect violent resistance when asserting selfhood, but do not sacrifice your freedom and psychic stability to avoid their rage. Their anger intends to break you down and regain domination. But remember, the narcissist's position relies fully on your participation. Refuse to be moved by their fury. Let it crash ineffectually against the walls protecting your sacred ground. Maintaining detachment requires managing counterproductive tendencies. Be alert for urge to convince the narcissist of their disorder, or prove your love's purity. They will invert all attempts to hold them accountable, denying their malice and blaming you as the problem. Do not waste energy on futile efforts to reform them through reason, empathy, or righteousness. Your energy is better directed at untangling trauma's bonds and building a new life beyond their reach. Also guard against seductive nostalgia, which idealizes the relationship's beginning. This minimizes red flags and recasts the narcissist as your soulmate. In truth, those beautiful memories were an illusion crafted by the narcissist's mirroring tactics. This fantasy of requited love keeps you trapped in the narcissist's web. Feelings of nostalgia may arise, provoking urges to reconnect with the narcissist. This is illusion preying on your open wounds. In truth, any beauty in those memories was a mirage carefully constructed through the narcissist's deception. Sustain no fantasies that going back can recover what was lost. The connection was fatally flawed from the start. You may also feel urged to reveal the narcissist's disorder to them directly, but nobly appealing to their dormant conscience is fruitless. Their psyche contains no mechanisms for processing accountability. All efforts to make them atone will be exploited further as proof of their superiority. Accept that changing them through intervention is impossible. Focus instead on disentangling yourself from the narcissist's pathology. Do not waste precious energy trying to hold those accountable who are mentally unable to be so. Redirect that power into building a new life that no longer orbits around your abuser's darkness. Survivors emphasize that maintaining no contact is critical when escaping a narcissist's gravitational pull. Expect hoovering once the narcissist notices your absence. They will use every manipulation to draw you back into their drama and dysfunction. Stand sovereign as their charms and threats fall impotent at your feet. A man endured weeks of late-night calls from his narcissistic ex-girlfriend after he cut contact. She alternated between showering him with praise and promises to change, and vicious insults that preyed on his insecurities. It took every ounce of his willpower not to react and get sucked back in. But he stayed the course, and soon the harassment ceased entirely.